Just want to do a quick check-in, Prajwal. How's it going for
Yeah,
you?
it's going good. So the pace is good, but what I lag behind is I feel is practice. What score should I expect in mocks, and when should I start giving mocks if I'm expecting to give paper from 15 July to 30th July in between that? And is there a date I can give later on also?
Yeah, I think, see, ideally, if you want to apply in round one, you shouldn't really push it
Okay,
beyond July because you need to
okay.
have at least 1 month for your applications. But then again, you understand that there is no substitute for practice, right? Because a lot of the things that we learn in the class, they're all application based. So you will
Hmm.
get rusty on those things if you haven't really been practicing them for a long. I told you, like, okay, this is the time per question, this is the application, the phases in which your preparation is broken down, and
Hmm.
making sure that you're doing, it's not about number of questions as I've been kind of emphasizing in the
Yes.
class, it's just about hitting those targets in the phases that I've talked about. But at this point, I would say, Prajwal, because you kind of have a sense of how far behind you are in terms of practice, taking
Hmm.
out extra time from work and ramping it up a little bit would be the most productive thing you can do at this point.
So how it paces after the classes?
So
Like,
after the classes get over, then the benchmarks and the milestones have to be achieved. Once you achieve those milestones, you'll take a mock test. When you take a mock test, you'll reach out to us with a brief analysis of how you performed in the mock. Then either I'll
mhm.
get a call with you or somebody from the team will get on a call with you to help you understand what do you need to do after the first mock and before the next mock. So that plan of action will be shared with you. Usually, when people are through with their first two mocks, it gives us a clear idea in terms of how much time it will take for them to take their exam.
Hmm.
And how's the preparation been shaping up for you so far? Whatever little practice that you've
So
done?
far, so far it is going good. So I can see the changes. I started this in February. So
Okay.
it was on and off thing. But from April onwards, I started it with the dedication, you can say. So after that, I can see there is a difference definitely where I am getting the tricks, bits, and everything. So few topics are there which I'm 100% confident. Okay, I can go in the exam and I can nail those topics.
Understood. No, I think the best way that I know for people to manage both the sections is that to have that 75-25 breakup, where you're spending
Okay.
75% of your time on those topics that you are weak at. So let's say
Mm-hmm.
RC and CR, and then 25% of your time on quant, which is relatively better for you. And what that would help you do is that at least maintain your level on those topics that you've already kind of practiced to a certain extent without losing touch with them. And then also kind of double down on the ones that you're weak at to begin with.
Okay, so after the first mock, it roughly takes 2 to 3 weeks to go to the exam,
On an
kind of a
average,
thing.
yes. Generally, what I suggest to students is that apply for a break in one shot if it's possible, because
Okay,
and that too just before the exam. That's what I did honestly, Prajwal. So in 2013, when I
okay.
took the exam for the first time, I applied for a 2 week break before my exam. And for those 2 weeks, I was studying for roughly 10 to 12 hours a day, where I was taking a mock after every 3 to 4 days and also spending the remaining time, working on those weak areas that popped up in the mock tests. So that really worked for me because that's where I made the most progress. Until that
Hmm.
time, I was just barely keeping up. So I was still sort of in touch with studies, so my productivity did not take a hit. But let's say
Yes,
if you've been out of touch with studies for a while, then studying for 10 to 12 hours becomes a bit of a challenge.
yes.
So getting in the rhythm of practicing like that on the weekends when the classes get over and you'll have more time to practice.
So I think after the first week of July, I should apply for a break until I give my paper,
Until
and
the
then I should resume that. I
Yeah,
think I have the clarity. If
awesome.
I want to ask something, I'll just ping you again.
Anytime, Prajwal, not a
Yeah.
problem.